What is up, you guys? My name is Elizabeth Ewan, and welcome to my cozy corner of the internet. As always, my focus is on writing world, dreaming big, and making every day magical. Today and all throughout this week, I'm going to be taking you guys through writing Act 1 of Project Ember. So if all things writers lifestyle and just writing life is something that you're interested in, then just keep watching. So it is Monday. It is the end of March, which is just absolutely crazy to me. And I have a goal to get through Act 1 this week because I am on draft 2 of Project Ember, and I'm doing a whole rewrite of that project, my little romantasy novel. It's definitely needed some major work, and the rewrite is coming very quick because all of the issues I had with draft 1 are suddenly being resolved in draft 2, which is fantastic. But Act 1 was the main part of Project Ember that just needed to be completely rewritten. That was the main part. Acts 2 and Acts 3, like, the main beats in Acts 2 and Acts 3 are like going to be pretty much the same as draft 1. But because I'm rewriting all of Act 1, the motivations, the drivers, even some of the characters have been switched out and swapped for various reasons. And Act 2 and Act 3 are going to be, I think, a little bit more challenging than Act 1 is, because Act 1, Draft 2, I'm essentially writing an entire story over again. Like, the main beats again are the same. The plot has drastically changed. The motivations have changed. The characters have changed. Everything's changed. And so writing Act 1 is very easy for me because I'm just reinventing everything. I'm taking the best parts of draft 1 and I'm just pulling them into draft 2, and I'm leaving behind anything that doesn't serve draft 2. And if this is something that you struggle with as a writer, I recommend doing the same. Like, if you are looking at draft 1 and you're like, wow, I really don't like how this was written. I don't like anything about this story, or I like the major beats, but there's just something missing. I recommend just completely rewriting your story. Like, redo your outline, pick and choose your best parts, and then just do a complete rewrite without really looking at draft 1. Yeah. Like, I read through all of draft 1, and by end of Act 1, I knew I had to rewrite it in full. And so I was like, okay, we need to get to work. So moving into April, because oh my gosh, again, we are at the end of March. Today is officially March 31st. By the time you guys are watching this, it's going to be the end of this week. And I need to get through draft 2. Like, I want to get through, this is going to be a lofty goal. We'll see if I can make it. I want to get through draft 2, like, by end of April. Now, that is a lot to do, but the bulk of the work is going to be Act 1, which I am diving into this week. I'm already on chapter 6. Yes, chapter 6 of Project Ember. And if you guys have been tuning into the live streams, you guys know, like, how my progress is going along, which is great. Just words are coming. Like, it's just so easy for me to write. And so end of this week, I want to be done with Act 1. So that way the rest of April, I can just really focus on Act 2 and Act 3 of Project Ember. That's my goal. That's my goal, is to finish Act 1. So that means writing about, like 10,000 words this week at least. I wrapped up my outline at chapter 11, because then I'm transitioning into Act 2, like Act 2. Yeah. So I need to get to work. So for the next couple of hours, we're going to just crank this out, get as much written as I can in the next couple of hours, and we'll see. So my strategy for my writing always is I have a little Pomodoro timer, and I always set it for 25 minutes. If I'm pushing myself, I'll set it for like 30, but I don't like to go too long. I go 25 minutes to 30 minutes, and then I set a timer for 5 minutes where I literally just go around the house, and like I'll do some casual cleaning. I'll switch over the laundry. Like I've got laundry going right now that needs to be switched over later. And then once my little 5-minute task is over, then I go right back into writing. And that just kind of helps me with my focus and making sure that I am getting breaks, because what I've found is sometimes when I'm just in the world, I'm in the world. Like I am sucked in, and I can sit for hours, and while yes, that's a good thing, it's also a bad thing, because it's like I have other things I gotta get done. Like I am thawing out meat for my lasagna that I gotta make later. Like, but working through the Pomodoro technique of like 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off works wonders for my focus. So let's go ahead and get to writing.
I was feeling hopeless, I was feeling broken, couldn't see where I was going, almost fell apart. That is when I found you, you could see right through me, pull me from the darkness, save me from the start. I might be reaching for the stars, but whenever I'm with you, doesn't matter where I am. I follow the voices in my heart, I feel you're always here by my side. I know that you are glorious, glorious. I know that you are glorious. I'm all in this time, all in this time. On top of the world, let's save every moment. Nothing can break us apart, let us show. 춤을 추며 노래 do whatever I like, because I have you right by my side. I know that you are. 이전엔 내가 아냐, 난 돌아가지 않아. 공허했었던 그 수많은 밤을 말이야. 아무도 없던 내게 따스히 다가와준 그 모든 의미를 난 잊지 않아. I might be reaching for the stars, but whenever I'm with you, doesn't matter where I am. I follow the voices in.
I have finished chapter 6, and now I'm on to chapter 7. Chapter 6 was about 2,000 words, and there's an emotional part in there that I was having a little bit of effort, like a little bit of a struggle writing. And it's interesting because it's like, so with my book, I'm jumping from the male protagonist, his head, into the female protagonist, and each chapter is like rotating, like alternating between the male protagonist and the female protagonist. And so I'm in the male protagonist's head, and we're coming up on like, you know, a bit of an emotional scene, and I was having a little bit of difficulty writing that. I got through it okay. I think it came across the way that I wanted it to, but if it didn't, then draft 3 will definitely clean that up. But I feel pretty confident in how I wrote it, because it was such a, like, when you're writing an emotional scene, it can be very difficult because you kind of have to put yourself, you literally have to put yourself in your character's shoes and what they're feeling, as well as the male protagonist analyzing and watching the female protagonist and the development of feelings that aren't quite love yet, because they don't really know each other yet. They're going to, but they don't really know each other yet. And I'm diving into that a bit more. What was funny is I have been listening to Howl's Moving Castle on repeat while I'm writing, in particular the male protagonist's point of view, because he reminds me a lot of Howl. And I find that very funny. So I've just been like listening to that on repeat while I've been working through chapter 6. So yeah, that was an hour of writing. No, when did I start writing? I started writing at like 10 a.m. So it's been about an hour and a half and I've gotten 2,000 words done. I have one more hour before I have to take about an hour break. So I'm going to see how much of chapter 7 I can get written. I've already gotten about 87 words of chapter 7 written. And so we're going to see what I can do in the next hour before we take a break. I need to start on the lasagna because the meat is thawed, and then write some more this afternoon and see how many words I can get done in a single day. I wrote this morning almost 4,000 words, so now it's time to take a break. I need to make lasagna and I need to eat lunch because I am so hungry. Yeah, but this is like your typical day in the life, week in the life of a writer. Okay, we need to brown the meat, cut a cheese, Italian sausage, perfection. Yeah, so it's honestly your typical like writer's day. I'm feeling really good about my progress. The only thing that's probably gonna put a wrench in my plans today is I've got groceries being delivered between 2 to 4 that I have to put away. So we'll see if I get to write after making the lasagna. We'll see, maybe. Hopefully, because I'm very proud of being able to write like 4,000 words this morning. That's almost 4,000. I'm shy of 200. When the timer went off, I was like, oh, I was so close. I was so close to 4,000 this morning. It's fine, but that's good. We're gaining some headway on Act 1. So I'm wrapping up chapter 5, or not chapter 5, wow, chapter 7, oh my gosh, of Project Ember. And as with any good romantasy, you've got your battles, you know, your good old fight scenes and stuff like that. And I'm so excited for the fight scenes coming up in the next couple of chapters. It's gonna be a lot of fun. If you're making lasagna like I do, just get like the oven ready lasagna. I get the Barilla oven ready lasagna. Lasagne. However you pronounce it. It's great. It's phenomenal. It makes life so much easier. I'm very much so, when I'm cooking, I'm very much so of the mindset of whatever is gonna be the quickest and the easiest to get done. And this takes what, like 30 minutes? Yeah. You just heat up the meats, you dump in the sauce, you add some cheese, and you got yourself some pasta. Yeah, but I was just like, the words were flowing this morning. I didn't want to stop, but I had to. Life, responsibilities, obligations, you get it. Yeah, once I'm done, I'm making lasagna. I want to eat. I need to eat so bad. While the lasagna is cooking, I'll eat. And then by the time I'm done lunch, I wouldn't be surprised if groceries arrive and then I'm derailed by that and have to stop everything and get that all done. Just gonna eyeball that. And I'm hoping my ideal is this afternoon I write maybe another 2,000 words. That might be pushing it, but that would be really nice by end of day. So that way the total would be 6,000 words for written today. And that would put me in a really, really good spot with finishing Act 1 this week. It would be nice. My bare minimum for any given day is 2,000 words. Aside from weekends, I don't work weekends because writing is like my full-time job. I don't write on weekends. That is family time, that is relaxation time, that is hit the reset button. When I worked full-time, I used to take advantage of the weekends to like write for hours. But now that my Mondays through Fridays are like writing full-time, I make sure to take my Saturdays and Sundays off completely. Just like you would any other job. So, okay, check that. All right, let's go ahead and brown the meat, make the lasagna, eat some lunch, and see if we can get to writing afterward. Fingers are crossed.
Wake up your senses in the dark. Believe you make it through the night. Every shadow calls your name. Every hurt, a spark, a flame. When I can see a thing, I try to feel. Before I turn to fire, I find the ray. I feel the warmth of all healing hands. I'm in the chaos, but yeah, I can breathe. And I fall again into the storm. I dive right in. And I
I've written a total of 5,000 words today for Project Ember, and I feel like this is a very good stopping point for me. I'm getting a little burnt out, which tends to happen around 3:30 p.m. And yeah, I feel really good about today's writing session. I'm making some serious headway. Tomorrow, I'm going to focus on chapter 8. I don't know how much writing I'm going to get done tomorrow because it's kind of like a very busy day, but Wednesday through Friday, I'm definitely going to make a lot of headway on Project Ember, and I'm really psyched about that because we're going to get through Act 1 this week. That is like my ultimate goal for the week, is just get through Act 1, and it's going along swimmingly. There was a lot of action happening in chapter 7, and I love writing a good action scene. I love a good underdog story. Oh, it's so fun. So there's gonna be more like fighting in chapter 7 and 8. So we're gonna get to that. Wow, I just wrote chapter 7. Wow. Chapter 8 and chapter 9 are gonna have more fighting. I was like, wait a second. No, I just wrote chapter 7. You ever get like that when you work so hard and you're just in the zone for writing or creativity, and you come out of it and you're like, I don't know what time it is. I don't know what's going on. I'm just here. That kind of just happened to me. But yeah, that's 5,000 words written in a single day. And I'm pretty stoked about that. We'll see if I get any writing done later today. I'll let you guys know about that like tomorrow or the next day, depending on how much I can film tomorrow. On Wednesday, we have a live stream. So what I've started doing is weekly live streams on Wednesdays to just keep myself accountable and just keep you guys accountable as well if you guys are on a writing journey. And you don't have to be a writer to join. I just set my little timer for 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off, 2 to 3 times. And we just write or we just work. If you just want to work, we can work together. It's all good. But I am going to do that, and I'm pretty excited about that. And I'm hoping to just get through Act 1 this week. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get to the rest of my day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I hear them crawl inside my head. They say you're nothing meaningless. Let them scream and just decay. They're
It is the next day, so it is Tuesday, March 2020, March 31st. So we're at the very end of March today. I wrote 5,000 words yesterday, which was phenomenal. And today I'm barely gonna make 2,000 for sure, because today has been a very busy day personally. Now, that being said, only spending maybe an hour and a half, maybe max 2 hours on writing, it's still a win in my book. Tomorrow through Friday, things are going to lighten up, which means I'm going to hit the ground running on getting my word count up for the rest of the week. I'm feeling like I'm in a pretty good place. I already wrote maybe a little bit this morning. Not even like anything crazy, just like a sentence or two, just to kind of get me in the vibe for writing, because I don't believe in motivation for writing. I am not motivated at all right now to write. I know I'm going to feel wonderful once I'm actually writing, like in about 10 minutes time when I'm in the thick of writing. I'm going to feel fantastic. But that's the thing about consistency, is you have to be a consistent person in order to be a writer. And so I identify as someone that no matter how I feel, no matter what is going on in my life, Monday through Friday, I am going to be focused on my writing. Saturday and Sunday, that's for family, that's for fun times. But Mondays through Fridays, I am dedicating my time to being consistent in my writing. And that means getting at least 2,000 words written today. So that's something that, I don't know, I feel like I struggled with that a lot in the beginning of my writing career, which is like not understanding like how quote unquote boring life was going to be. And yes, so this is the same shirt from yesterday, by the way. I wear like a mom uniform where like I try to wear like black t-shirts all week. So that way, if messes happen, I don't care. I can just change into another black t-shirt and it's fine. It doesn't matter. When I'm like recording videos, or like maybe I'm like live streaming or something, usually I'll change a shirt. So that way, at least visually, it's more appealing to you guys. But in a very real vlog like this, like a week in my life, we're going with my mom uniform. We're just going for it. It's great. They're just like a bunch of Hanes shirts. I got 7 of them, or like 5 to 7 of them, just to have on hand. A Hanes t-shirt with jeans, and then in the summer I wear Halara like tennis dresses, because that's just so easy to like put on and like run around with kids, you know. But yeah, consistency is something that I struggled with in the beginning for sure. And especially because like I feel like working in corporate, like I felt like that was a very strong excuse for me personally. Like, oh, well, I worked a full-time job today, I'm burned out, I don't need to sit down and write, because I'm already just like so mentally drained. And I have so much respect for like the writers out there who are working full-time, and then on top of that, they go after work or before work, they wake up early and then they write. And that's something that I used to do, was because I found that I was not as consistent writing after work, I would wake up early and get my writing done, or I would use my lunch break. I keep popping this lid, I'm sorry. I would use my lunch break to write and get out my thoughts before I was burned out in the afternoon. So yeah, consistency is key if you want to be a writer for sure. So, okay. Speaking of consistency, it's almost 2 p.m. I have barely written anything today, like 2 sentences. So let's see if I can get my word count from pretty much 0 all the way to 2,000 this afternoon. And if not this afternoon, then I'm gonna have to do it tonight. And I don't want to do it tonight. I want to get it done this afternoon. So we will see. We will see if I can do it this afternoon.
You look at me like I'm quiet, like I'm easy to read. But I got something you don't know, yeah. Watch me take the lead. You think you've got me figured out? I'ma wait for the moment in the dark. Every time you blink, I'm changing. Go ahead and watch me spark. Don't say you know me, you never really tried. There's a fire burning in me.
I am at the end of chapter 8. I have written a total of 2,000 words today, so I'm calling it quits. The motivation eventually came in the middle of writing at around 1,000 words, and then it slowed towards the end of the 2,000 words. So that's just writing life. I'm gonna have a lot more time tomorrow to actually write, and tomorrow is Wednesday, April 1st, which means that it's a live stream day. So I'm going to get in some more words tomorrow. I'm really hoping that tomorrow I can make it to 4,000 to 5,000 words and just really knock out maybe Act 1 tomorrow or Thursday. We'll see. Fingers are crossed for sure. But I feel good overall. I've done the bare minimum today, which is 2,000 words. And just something of note, if you're a writer, have like a bare minimum amount of words that you're like content to write on any given day. And it doesn't have to be something lofty like 2,000 words. It can be something like maybe 1,000 words a day. Like it could be 500 words a day. The point is to just start building the habit and start growing from there. So when I first started writing, I made it a personal goal of mine to like reach for 500 words a day because that's all the mental capacity I had at the time. And over the years, I've kind of ramped it up to 2,000 words per day at the bare minimum. And then on the days where I have a little bit of extra energy, I go for the gold. I push myself to around 5,000 words. So we are going to see if I can hit 5,000 words tomorrow, because then I'll have, okay, so chapter 8, chapter 9, 10, and 11. Because then I will have reached chapter 11, which is kind of like the end of Act 1, I believe, according to my outline. But I'm one of those people that like I outline, but I'm also like, I'm a plotter and a pantser. Like I'm like a hybrid there. Because sometimes like I'll be writing and I'll be like, oh, I need to change this in the outline because the characters are driving me in a different direction, but the overall beats of the story are the same as what I originally plotted. So yes, so I'm hoping tomorrow 5,000 words, which will bring me to chapter 11. And then once I'm done chapter 11, we're on to Act 2. And I'm pretty pumped about that because Act 2 is always fun and games, and it's always good. It's always a fun time because like then you get to like play with the characters. You get to know the characters a little bit better, and the characters get to know themselves and the others a bit better, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun, honestly. That wraps up my writing for right now. I'm going to record tomorrow. I'm going to include some of the clips from my live stream as well because that counts as part of this writing vlog. So we'll see how tomorrow's live stream goes. Okay. All right. I need to go unload the dishwasher. Just get out of my office for a minute.
Don't take it for granted. I'm more than what you see. You don't know my hidden power. You will believe. Oh, what is so dark? Be charged to be changing. You don't know my hidden power. Brighter than the sun. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. Yeah, I shine. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. Yeah, I shine. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right.
it is the next day, and I was looking over chapter 8 a bit, and then I looked over my outline and I was like, oh, I have to rewrite maybe like 200 words. So I deleted some of chapter 8. I'm gonna have to work through some of chapter 8 today. So I took my word count from 2,000 yesterday. I dropped it down to 1,873 words by deleting. And I did that because literally I looked at my outline and I was like, okay, there's something that happens in chapter 9 that needs to happen in chapter 9. And the way that I had written chapter 8, I was like, I ended off not at a good spot leading into chapter 9. And I was like, okay, we gotta just delete 200 words and just refresh that ending of that chapter. So yes. Thus the life of a writer. Sometimes your creativity takes over, and then you look at it with fresh eyes the next day and you're like, oh yeah, I need to follow my outline. I need to follow the plan. It was funny. So my goal today, as I mentioned yesterday, my goal today is 5,000 words. Yesterday I hit 2,000 words. The day before that I hit another 5,000 words. So total written, subtracting like total written, 7,000 words this week, which I'm pretty stoked about. I'm hoping that with the live stream, it's going to push me to accomplishing 2,000 words this morning, and then maybe 2,000 to 3,000. I don't know, that might be pushing it this morning. But this afternoon, I should have some more time and hopefully get to 5,000 words written today. There's not a time crunch for this, by the way. Like, I just really want to get through Act 1 this week, like desperately, because I've worked on Project Ember. If you're a creative and you've worked on something for forever, and you've had this idea in your head for years, and you want to get it done, okay? I ideally want draft 2 done by end of April, and that is a huge lofty goal. I don't know if I can make it happen. I'm going to try my very best though, and that starts with finishing Act 1 this week. So ideally, yes, 5,000 words written today. 2, 4, 6, and then tomorrow another 5,000 words if I can swing it. We'll see what I can get done. I'm like, immediately my mind went to, okay, don't burn yourself out. Like, that's another thing. It's like, if you're a creative, like, your craft is like so much fun to do, but like, if you lean too hard into it, it can burn you out. So my plan is this. I want to finish draft 2, Act 1, and then whatever spare time I have, like that day, possibly tomorrow, possibly Friday, I want to like do something for me. So like, if that's like, if I have time to like get my nails done, or maybe like just sit down and like watch an anime, or take my dog to the dog park, something that's just completely away from my writing temporarily, to reward myself for finishing Act 1. I don't know what that reward is going to be. We will see. We will experience that together. But I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, I need to make sure that I reward myself for Act 1, finishing Act 1 once it's actually done. Yeah. I'm very bad at like rewarding myself because I'm Enneagram 3, the achiever. And so usually what happens is I finish one goal and then I immediately just dive into the next, and I'm like, okay, great, that's done. And I don't even take the time to like celebrate the win. So I want to be more intentional with this draft in particular of, once I finish Act 1, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna do a little something, I don't know what, to celebrate the occasion, because golly, that's gonna be, I mean, already 7,000 words in 2 days is phenomenal. I'll take it. I'll take the win. I will take the win. Yeah, so ideally 5,000 words written today. So I am going to write a little bit before I hop on and do my writing live stream. I've got some laundry going. I'll need to switch that over before the live stream as well. It's 10:40. I have 20 minutes until the live stream. I'm going to start kind of thinking through chapter 8, like the end of chapter 8 a little bit more. Copy and paste what's in my outline into chapters 9 and 10. So that way the writing live stream is just pure focus and just in the zone. And hopefully I get through chapters 9 and 10 during the live stream. I'll check in with you guys afterward, but yeah, let's go ahead and get to writing.
Get out of bed at the same time. People talk about last night. Hey, I heard through the grapevines that guy just broke her heart. Are we just running backwards? Every page has got the same words. I'd rub my eyes again, but there's no point. Just play it on. It kinda seems like old news when yesterday's still ahead of you. And it feels like another burnout party, another wasted youth. You wake up staring at the ceiling, and I swear it kinda feels like the same worn out t-shirt and every sucker from school. What's your name?
I just sat down to go ahead and start writing for this afternoon. I've written at this point in time, I want to say 1,500 words because it's hard to tell between chapter 8 and chapter 9 because I kept flip-flopping. The end of chapter 8, I kept going back to because I just didn't like the way it had ended. And now I'm feeling good about it because during that live stream, I rewrote and rewrote the end of chapter 8 into chapter 9. And then I had to rewrite chapter 9 because I have alternating point of views between the male protagonist and the female protagonist. And so I'm finally at a good point in chapter 9 because there's a moment in chapter 9 where it's not like the ultimate all hope is lost moment, but there's a dark moment that the male protagonist and female protagonist are starting to face their individual character flaws, their individual weaknesses at the same time, and it's hinting at the larger theme of this book. And so I just want to get it right. I don't know if Scout's barking. If she's barking, I gotta bring her in. She is such a diva sometimes, that border collie. I love her so much, but she will hang out all morning on the back deck, and then she gets all pouty when it gets too hot for her, and then in the afternoon she's like, I want to go back out and sunbathe, and I'm like, are you sure? And she just wants to go out there and sunbathe. And then by the time that I'm done getting ready to sit down and write, usually she starts barking to come back inside, and I'm like, baby girl, pick one. Just pick. It's okay. Like, maybe embrace the air conditioning. I don't know. Anyway, I'm on chapter 9. And chapter 9 has a total of 1,200 words. And I wrote down a single line because I had been cut off of my train of thought during the live stream earlier to come back to that I need to improve on and dive into a little bit more. So, can I get 5,000 words today? I don't know. Maybe that's pushing it, but I don't know. I got my protein chips. I got my Olipop. And I've got my Teos Bakes bar that's butterscotch, like peanut butter and chocolate, and it's really good. So that's got to carry me through for the next couple of hours. Because whatever I don't finish, I really want to get to chapter 10 today. Ugh, don't self-doubt. Don't get down on yourself. It's okay if you don't get to chapter 10. Just bare minimum of 2,000 words. Just bare minimum. It's You know what it was? I spent too long. Like, I figured I would write more during the live stream, not realizing, like, I had spent time on my house this morning, not recorded. I spent time, like, folding laundry and doing laundry and just tidying up. I did film a little bit of tidying up. But, like, that was, like, I want to say an hour of time that I could have spent on writing. But I chose to just reset my kitchen. So I'd be further along if I had not done that. But it's okay. We're gonna power through. Let's go ahead. Let's get to writing. Let's do this.
I think I might be dreaming. Can anybody see this? I can't be the only one. Yeah, it's like that girl's always talking about the guy that she dates. Well, he's just going on about the things that he hates. Every morning, every night, every hour, all the time. I just get a bit weirded out, 'cause everything's just old news. And yesterday's still ahead of you.
I have made it to 2,000 words. It is 3:30 p.m. You guys, the writing is not flowing today. Like, I thought it would flow easier, but like the scenes that I'm writing right now are like, they're very actiony, but they also take a lot of mental capacity because I have different characters doing different things and they're all working together while not also working together, if that makes any sense. And it's like keeping track of all that. It's a mind game. It's a mind game. Like, and chapter 10 is going to be more of the same. And it stinks because I'm like, I'm enjoying writing the scenes so much, but it's like trying to walk through tar. It's sticky and slow, and I am pulling at it with all of my might. Like, it is not flowing easy today. And I'm like, I'm so sad because I thought today I would get to like 5,000 words, but let's not be disappointed. I've gotten to my bare minimum of 2,000, and if I can continue writing for another 2-ish hours, maybe I can pull another 2,000 words out of thin air, out of my brain and onto the page. We will see. We will see if I can do that. This is an honest and real vlog. Like, oh my gosh. Sometimes, like, I love writing, but like sometimes it's just so hard. It's just so hard because it's like, I used to fantasize when I was working in corporate, like spending my days writing. And now that I am, it's great. Love it. Living my best life. But there are like hard moments. Like, this is challenging, you guys. This is not an easy career path, obviously. I mean, writer's block is a real thing. I'm not suffering from writer's block. It's just, I know what needs to be written, and it's like the right words are not coming. I'm just pushing through it. I'm literally just pushing through it. So we'll see how chapter 10 goes. But if I can make it to chapter 10, then yay. But I also had to edit my outline a little bit. So I thought that Act 1 would end with chapter 11. I was wrong. I was like editing through. Pretty sure Act 1 ends with chapter 13. But chapter 13 is going to be a bit of copy and paste from draft 1, luckily. And then we're slowly getting into the part where I already wrote a whole bunch from draft 1. And I just need to tweak it to fit draft 2. I'm hoping Act 2 and Act 3 are going to be easier than Act 1 has been. Like, Act 1 up until, I want to say, chapter 7, like, flowed so easy. And then, I don't know, chapters 8 through 10, very difficult to write and get it right. So, all right, let's see if I can get another 2,000 words done.
And it feels like another burnout party, another wasted youth. You wake up staring at the ceiling, and I swear it kinda feels like the same worn out t-shirt that every sucker from school, but you never ever seen yet. And I swear it kinda feels like deja vu.
We've just wrapped up with chapter 12 of Project Ember, which means that Act 1 is officially done, and we're going to start making the transition into Act 2. But first, I want to take some time today and just celebrate. So I have written, I crunched the numbers, 15,000 words in 4 days. So I'll take the win. I'm so pumped. I'm so happy. This week was kind of a struggle at times because there were a couple of scenes, especially the action scenes, where you have both action going on, but also you need to really emphasize the emotional aspect as well. And more often than not, yes, in action scenes, the action is coinciding with, like, it's a physical representation of the emotions that the characters are feeling typically. And that is true with this, but I'm also drawing on some of the history of each of the characters and how that actually impacts them in the fight scenes and everything, and their past traumas and how that is being tied in to everything. So 15,000 words. Act 1 is finished. I'm really, really happy about that. So in order to reward myself, I gave it some thought. I think what I want to do is I'm going to stop writing for today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my planners for the month, because today is April 2nd. And I realized I hadn't set up my planners for the month. And that's a hobby that I really enjoy doing. As you guys know, I am obsessed with the Daily Grind planner and their format and everything. And I just want to get that set up. I don't know. I'm torn. Do I keep this adorable bow blossom blue? I also have a green one upstairs, and they're very springy, but I'm obsessed with this lavender fields one, as well as like this blue skies one. I'm torn. I'm so torn. I don't know. I'm torn. So I need to set up like my main planner and figure out which one I'm gonna go for. Like, do I switch it over to green? Is green my vibe right now? Like, am I feeling it? I don't know. Or do I go with the purple? But I feel like purple reminds me a lot of, like, I don't know, Halloween. Then I have all of my Halloween covers that I want to use for Halloween. I don't know, this is also giving like Easter vibes. I can always change it. You know what? Decisions are not permanent. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it over to this beautiful lavender. It's giving Project Ember, because my goal in April is to finish Project Ember. Like, not in full. Like, draft 2. I say finish Project Ember. I feel like a book's never fully finished. But like, finish draft 2 of Project Ember and then get it out to some beta readers before I submit it to literary agents and see if they like it enough to bet on me and bet on the story. Right? It's just so cute. Okay. Yeah, I'm making an executive decision. We're going with the purple. Okay, let's go ahead and set up my planners together and just have a little cozy hobby moment after a hard week of writing.
What you gonna do when your circuit's being burned out? Staying in your lane, I'm a zombie, but I still try. I say, what you gonna do right now? She thinks it's okay bringing guns to a fist fight. Staring with those eyes, knowing I'm just gonna lay down. Hey, I keep rolling with the punches, take another one, it feels nice. Ouch! I think I'm gonna break down. I've been acting like a good girl way too long. Gonna break down. 'Cause looking at her face just makes me go. What you wanna say, what you wanna do, don't you wanna
I've set up my Lavender Fields planner and I am so pumped. It should still be available on the Daily Grind Planner if that's something that you're interested in and getting your own. I'm like in love with this color. It's such a Project Ember vibe. And as I was putting away the blue skies, when I remembered that this reminds me of a different book that I want to write once I'm done, Project Ember, and I'm so pumped because it's giving the female protagonist. This is giving the female protagonist of Project Ember, and this is giving a different female protagonist for a different book series that I want to write. So, TBD. I still have to figure out like a name for like the project, but I'm counting my chickens before they hatch because we got to finish Project Ember first before I can get started on that project. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this vlog. Thank you guys so very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Also, if you are interested in more behind the scenes content, go ahead and sign up for my newsletter at elizabethbewan.com, and you'll get a weekly email with all of like my writing updates, just some more cozy behind the scenes content, my journaling, my thoughts, all kinds of just things from the writer's desk. As always, I hope that you guys have a wonderful, magical day.
I'm just gonna bring